So, do you want to hear a story? Hi, welcome on in to Ikonei Island. I was going to do an accent, but I'm not going to do an accent. I just don't have the guts. But this story needs an accent. This game is in early access, and I really hope that when they bring it out in full, this section has a voiceover, because this whole story is just really funny, really clever, really witty, and it got me into the game. I'll be honest with you, I was planning on doing a really quick video on this. I was not planning on playing far into the game, and I was definitely planning on editing the content down to one quick video. I'm slightly addicted. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have played it for much longer than I intended. I think it's adorable. I am here for it. Basically, if you are not reading along the premises, there is 4 orphans, they're on a dock, there are pirates coming. The pirates are not good people because they're pirates. I mean, to be honest, if anyone knows me at all, this game got me the minute there was pirates, and I was going to play it through until I could meet the pirates. But yeah, basically, the pirates are coming, they're going to try and kidnap them. This random dude in a frog suit comes and gives them something that's going to help save them. Then they find a raft. It's a bizarre premise. It has frogs, orphans, and pirates. So, well, I'm already addicted. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was here for it. And they set off sail on the water on this little adventure. They have this gift of wind that the frog gave them, because we all know, if anyone knows anything about life, it's that magical frogs often carry around packets of wind so that their 4 orphan friends can sail across the ocean. And yeah, it's just funny. Like I say, I hope when this game comes out of early access, they have got a voice actor to do this voice story justice, because I have got accents playing in my head. I'm not going to do them. Maybe next time, but I'm definitely not going to do them today. But I think it deserves someone really funny and really clever to do the voice, because the story is well written and is really good. But here we are, immediately into the game. You are cast on a beach. There is 4 of you. You're playing as this particular character, and the game just throws you right in. Now, I said earlier I wasn't planning on doing a long video on that, and that is because from everything I've seen, it is cast towards a younger audience, or that's what I thought. And then I remember that I spend half my life at the moment playing Coral Island. I have a slight addiction to Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I have spent many hours of my life playing both The Sims and Stardew Valley. None of those have a limit on them where I say, hey, you can only play this if you're over the age of 30. So I don't know why I just put this in the this is a kid's game pile. And maybe it is. Maybe I'm the only adult in the world that's going to find this cute and adorable. But I don't care, because I'm here for it, okay? So basically, straight away, you find a statue that's talking to you through a frog and tells you that you have to go catch frogs, put them on statues, and then the statues are going to be able to talk to you and tell you what you need to do. Are you following along? I know, it's strange, but we're here for it, because how many other games do you know with frog statues? I'm waiting. Name one. Put it in the comments. Find me a game that has a statue that talks through a frog and you have to catch the frogs to do the statues. No, didn't think so. And I like games that have interesting and unique stories. You run around as this blue individual. You find the statue. You put the frog on the statue. And then this statue then starts to speak to you and tells you the next thing to do. Like most games, this is based on a crafting and gathering mechanic. One thing I do like about it, that you find out a little bit later, is that your tools will actually break and you will have to replace them. Now, that's not something you often see in games like this, because normally you get given an axe or a hammer and then you upgrade them to make them better. This one, actually, the tools will break and you have to replace them, which does give an element of having to constantly gather the same materials over again, but also to keep you on your toes, because if, for example, which does happen to me, you're in a fight later on and your sword breaks, it's a little bit annoying. So it is worth remembering to always have a backup. This little frog statue taught us how to make a hatchet. We can now hatchet our way through the thorns and move on to further in the map. That is a very simple way that the game is sectioned off, and you'll find that throughout. There's a barrier in between 2 map sections. You have to figure out how to get through the barrier. At first, it's really simple. It's just chopping things down. Later, it does involve a little bit more work and a little bit more effort. But I like that because it means that you can't see the whole map at once. The map is quite extensive. You probably saw when I popped the map up earlier on that it seems like it's quite a big world. And to say this is early access, I wasn't expecting to have this much of a map. I thought it'd be quite limited, but it does seem like it's really got quite a lot that you can do in the early access game. Like I said, I played for a full hour and a half, and I haven't reached my limit yet. I don't know how much is in the game. I will continue to play it. As I said, I'm slightly addicted to these guys now. But I'm really impressed with it. I'm impressed with the world that's built. I'm impressed with the gameplay elements that I've seen so far. And I do honestly recommend everyone maybe just goes and gives it a try, because, I don't know, there's just something about it that even though I've played games like this before, this one feels different to me. And I know it's not, but it is, because like there's the frogs, and then there's the little blue guy, and then there's a little cute guy later on, and then there's pirates, and there's statues, and there's frogs. I don't know what's wrong with me, why every game I play at the moment is cute and adorable, and I don't know why I think that's a problem. Also, I don't know why I'm then surprised that I end up thinking that the games I'm playing are designed for a younger age bracket than me, when I actively seek out cute, adorable graphics, and then I'm like, oh wait, this game's another cute, adorable game. Oh yeah, that's because that's what I like to play. But as you can see, another statue gave us another quest, sent us on our little life mission, and here we are. I honestly don't know what we're doing with this. It appears to be parts of a robot, and you place it down, and then you're gonna find the rest of the parts of the robot. It does give you a quest to suggest that, but it again it's a little bit light on the details, I'm not gonna lie. But what it is really good at is just really simple instructions down the right hand side. Place things, swing things, put things, stop doing this, start doing this. We do run around a little bit, and at this point the quest has popped up because I went into my quest menu. So you can just press I to bring your inventory up, M to bring your map up, whatever. It brings up the whole menu, and when you click on certain quests, it tracks them on the side. And I realized that actually what it's trying to get me to do at this point is to find a way across the river. So I start exploring and trying to find that way across the river that the game's kind of leading me to do. And it took me a minute to figure that out, because the quests don't automatically pop up and be like, hey, do me now. Maybe they do, and I'm just being really unobservant, but I didn't find them until I went and checked this out. But then we get this little frog statue. So again, if you find frogs in this game, just collect them. Do not let frogs run past you, because the frogs are really important. This frog teaches us how to make a hammer. We can then go make a hammer. As you can see, I made a couple of hammers because, as I said, I learned that they can break because a nice little frog statue told me. The frogs tell you everything. Well, the statues tell you everything because the frogs don't talk, because, of course, frogs don't talk. But you know what I mean? Like the frog statues, they kind of give you all the tips that you need in this game. They also just sometimes give you cute little messages. Now, this is the first enemy we approached, and I'm going to be honest, we just kind of run away from this one because I didn't really know what I was supposed to do. I tried to hit it with my hatchet, even though I have a sword right there. You see that leafy thing on the bottom next to the hatchet? Yeah, that's a sword, and I didn't attack it with the sword. I don't know why. Once we get across the river, we solve that quest and we start a whole new quest. And then we see this kind of super shrine and we get a new cutscene that teaches us basically what has happened on this island and what our mission is here. So basically, this is a massive big statue in the middle. Again, the narrator's the frog. We need the voice. Like, somebody give me the voice. I'm trying to think who would do the best frog voice in the world. Like, obviously, I'm assuming this game doesn't have an endless budget, but you know what I mean? Like, does anyone else know who would be the best frog? I'd kind of like a Stanley Tucci. I think Stanley Tucci would do a good frog voice. Don't ask me why. Never heard the man do a frog voice, but I just have it in my head that he'd be quite a good frog voice. I don't know if anyone else. Anyway, back to the story. Basically, the island had a shield over it that protected it from everything, protected it from the elements and the weather. The shield broke. We don't know why, but now the island's been invaded by those evil, awful pirates. Even though pirates aren't evil or awful, they're amazing and so cool, and I love pirates because I play Sea of Thieves, and you can probably see that somewhere on my channel. But also, these pirates are evil. These pirates are bad pirates, because not all pirates are good pirates, and not all pirates are bad pirates. Just because someone's a pirate doesn't mean you can tell what type of person they are. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, basically, he gives us our life mission, mend the shards, save the island. Now, that is familiar. We've had games like this before. I have no problem with that fact that it's a similar concept, because really it's like this, you know, how many stories are there in the world? How many concepts are there in the world? None of them have frog statues. I challenge you, honestly, put it in the comments. They don't have frog statues. It's a new thing. So they teach us that there's a shrine, and then if you click on the map, the shrine has suddenly appeared, and it tells you can go to the shrine, and it will tell you what to do. So we head off in the direction of the shrine on our little mission, chopping some stuff while we go, because I've learned pretty early on just to gather everything in any game like this. But it didn't actually tell me I needed to do that. Also, I don't know if you saw just when we hit that little thing, a little symbol popped up. That will come back later, so pay attention because that's an important symbol. And here we get to our first shrine. And it tells you what you to do. So basically, there's these little stony things with little things that they hold up, because obviously statues can move and hold up things. And basically, they want things for you. So they want you to give it rock, sand, grass. And this is why I say pick up everything you walk past, because all of these statues start appearing throughout the land as you progress throughout the game. And they want things. Some of them are really basic things. So if you've just picked up enough, you can kind of solve them in the first go, just like that. I didn't have to go hunt everything out. Some of the other ones, you need a lot of resources for, and you have to craft things and you have to make things, and it's a bit more difficult. So if you are walking past an item and you have room in your bag, pick up the thing. Just pick up the thing. As I've said, the bags in this are actually really generous, and it's quite easy to get bag upgrades later on, which we'll see in probably another video. But for the most part, you don't really run out of room because there's not that many different elements, so you only really start to run out of room if you craft. Also, cute little things. So as well as the shrines and the statues, there's these little plinths, and when you put frogs on them, like, they just seem really happy with the world, and they tell you a little story about the world. We run around quite a bit, but what it did pop up and tell us at some point is a construction plinth has been established. So that's another element in the game, and that's this little guy here. And you see when you run past him, he puts his little tray on his head, and now he wants certain things off you. So they want planks and they want ropes, and that's going to build a certain part of the game. So this is one of the ones that's more difficult because you have to craft materials. It's not just a straight off dump in the stuff that you can pick up off the ground. So you do need a lot more resources, and it takes us a lot longer to gather these resources to help out. What we did also realize kind of at this point is how you make everything, and that there's a whole menu here with all this stuff. So you can make thread, which then makes rope, but sometimes you just need the thread for stuff, but that comes from the long grass. And as you can see, like, there's all the different recipes on there. There's also things like sleeping mats. There's going to be other different furniture, I assume. There's lots of different companion-y things you can do. And I don't really explore it as much as I should, because I'm just excited to be running around and doing stuff. One of the other elements, as you can see, is that you can switch between the 4 characters. So for some reason, I only play the 2 of them. Like, the 2 other people stood on that beach are human characters, and I just thought that was a bit boring, so I didn't play them. But I do play as this little creature thing, and it's very cute. Now, I only play with it briefly. I'm a loyal person, and when you load me into the blue guy, I'm probably going to stick as the blue guy for as much as the game is humanly possible, because at no point has it told me that any of the other characters have better strengths. So I just commit to the blue guy. But at some point I was like, I wonder if this little guy can do anything that the other guy couldn't. And they ran around for a bit, they gathered themselves some resources, but really they couldn't do anything different. But what they can do is when they've gathered those resources, they can give them to the original guy. So it's actually quite a good way to sort of have people around different areas of the map, I guess, and then they can all meet up in the middle and share things. But as far as I know, this game isn't multiplayer, so you still have to be the one running around and doing things. So I don't really know that it saves you that much time, but maybe it's an element that's going to come into the gameplay later. And I also just think it's nice because I think everyone would probably have a favorite character that they wanted to play, and everyone would enjoy the differences that you can do. But thanks to that, we were able to come out and we were able to get some more rope. And then we kind of went on a little bit of an exploring mission, and we noticed that when you click on some of these things, it says your longhorn friend, but we don't know who that is because we don't have any longhorn friends. So we go off exploring, trying to find our longhorn friend, and this is when we find this interesting glowing creature. Again, for an early access, this game has got a lot going on. Like, can I just say, these days it feels like games that are released in early access are basically just full games. Like, they need to get rid of the early access. I don't really get it. You're releasing a full game. Like, early access to me is like an upgrade from a demo. This is not an upgrade from a demo. This is a hello, would you like to play our full game? Like, if I'm getting 3 or 4 hours out of the content, is that not a full game? Like, I know some games these days are hundreds of thousands of hours, but there are definitely games that are like, this is our full game, and you get 4 hours gameplay and you've completed it and you're like, oh, okay, thanks. But I respect the early access because it means you can give feedback and you can change things. So we find a little chest buried in the bushes and it's got watering and a hoe in it. And you know that means there's going to be some farming and growing. And that also makes me really happy because, as I said, I'm a Stardew girl. I'm a Coral Island girl. I like when I can farm. I like when I can do stuff. And this little druid is going to teach us all about farming and teach us how we do it. But I'll be honest, we needed to be committed to one quest at a time because I am the queen of distraction, okay? If you give me something shiny, I'm going to be like, ooh, new. And then I'll forget to go back and do the original thing that we were meant to do. Now, we came up here to get wood to make planks and to get grass to make rope. That was our mission. That is why we set up here. We did not come here to learn about how to make pollination things and get fruits and plants, but we did learn about that. And it's very cool. But for the first time ever in my life, I actually stick to a quest and I gather the resources that I came up with. Okay, I pulled one plant up. I pulled one plant up, okay? Don't be mad. It was one plant, okay? And then I go back to the quest. Like, look at me. Look at me focusing and going to the quest, stopping to put a frog on a statue, obviously. Because, you know, I have to put frogs on statues because the frogs need me. They're our frog friends, and we have to do what? Wait, is it the statues that need me? Are the frogs really our friends? Like, we just capture them. They're happy living their happy life, and we just pick them up and put them on a statue, and they can't leave. And then a weird omnipresent statue speaks through them and uses them. Maybe we're not friendly to the frogs. Maybe we're actually the frogs' enemy. We're definitely friends of the statues. But maybe we're being mean to froggies. Oh, this is making me rethink everything. This is dangerous. Anyway, back to the game. Here we are. We've got all the resources we need. We're heading back to this little building plinth, and we're going to try and complete that and build our bridge. And hopefully we have everything we need now. And I got completely distracted. Anyway, here's my question for you all. Do you think this game is as fun as I think this game is? Or do you think this game was designed for 8-year-olds and I officially probably need to rethink my life choices? I'm not going to, but I'm curious on your opinion. Anyway, let me know because I have more footage and I can absolutely make more content for you on this, but only if you want to. So if you've made it this far and you're still here, please subscribe because, you know, why not, right? You've made it all this way. You might as well check out the rest of the videos, but also let me know in the comments if you want more. Okay, thank you. Bye.